What's up, guys? Got another UFC video here today. It's going to be on the UFC 197 fight card, which is on Saturday, and it's Jones versus SAINT PREUX. And yeah, going to go ahead and be talking about the main card. I'm going to be doing my picks. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. So for the first fight on the main card, on the pay-per-view, we got Rodriguez against Fili. So both these fighters, good prospects for the 145-pound division. Both of them very long. Rodriguez with 71-inch reach, Fili with 74-inch reach. So both these guys are, pretty tall, pretty rangy, and I think they match up pretty good against each other because both of them like to strike. Rodriguez has a Taekwondo black belt, and Fili is just a really good striker with his kicks and punches, kind of like a multi-style. So I'm looking up Rodriguez's page right here. So as you can see, they have him labeled as stand-up. And so far in the UFC, he has not lost. He's had 3 fights in the UFC. All 3 wins by decision. So this guy's not much of a finisher. He just kind of, likes to pretty much just win by, outpointing you. And in his recent fight against Hooker, he likes to do a lot of counter striking, is what I'm noticing. And I think on the Rosa fight, he did the same thing. He just likes kind of countering a lot. I don't know if that's because I don't know if that's just a style or the Taekwondo type of style, but yeah, he prefers to counter instead of being aggressive and coming at you. So he's a counter striker, I think, and Fili's a lot different than that. His page is opening up right now, so you guys can take a look. So Fili right here, summary, well-rounded, dangerous everywhere. This guy is, a threat. This guy has takedowns, good striking, good power, and he's a finisher. So as you guys can see right here, he's had 5 fights in the UFC and 3 wins and 2 losses out of those. He lost to Holloway, which is, he's a badass, so there's no shame in listening to him. And then he got caught by Pepe, and Pepe, I think people were hyping him up in the beginning, like a while back, and yeah, they were hyping him up before. So it's not. He just got caught in that fight. Let's just go ahead and just say that. But Holloway, Holloway is a badass. And even against Holloway, you can see the stats. He landed 3 takedowns, and the strikes were very close. So, no shame in that fight. But everybody else that he's fought, he's finished 2 out of 3 of them. Against Felipe, he actually went to decision on that fight, and he landed takedowns. He had submission attempts and strikes and everything. This guy was doing everything, So this guy's style is just pretty much like just multi-striking style, likes using leg kicks, punches, all that type of stuff. And Rodriguez, like I said, he's a Taekwondo black belt. Of course, he uses punches and whatnot. He also, I think, has some takedowns, but not really. Takedown average at almost 2. Yeah, in his last fight against Hooker, he actually used 2 takedowns. The one before that, 1, and the other one, 2. So he lands about 1 or 2 takedowns per fight. And against Fili, I think Fili's going to have really good takedown defense. He trains at, Team Alpha Male over there. So, he should have good wrestling. I mean, he does have offensive wrestling. You guys check his stats right here. Landed a takedown against Benitez. Even though he got a knockout in that fight anyway. But yeah, he landed a takedown in that fight. Against Felipe, he landed 5 takedowns. Against Holloway, 3 takedowns. And against Jeremy, 1 takedown. So he likes using takedowns. He doesn't just like to, strike, even though he is, I would say, a striker, but he has good takedown defense and also has offensive takedowns. So for my pick, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go with the underdog here. I think Fili will get them, guys. I know he's going to be an underdog. I think just a slight underdog. Let's go ahead and check out the odds here. Yeah, he's a slight underdog, and obviously Rodriguez here has not lost in the UFC, but I think Fili can get it done, guys. This guy has power, and he has potential. This guy's really good prospect, just like Rodriguez. And yeah, I think he get it done. Now, do I see a finish? Rodriguez, I think he has been finished one time, but that was obviously a while back. It could be a finish, but since Rodriguez likes to counter a lot, I'd say more than likely it's going to be a Fili decision or maybe a late finish. But this is going to be a really good fight, guys, and be on the lookout for this one. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Fili, and let's just go ahead and say he wins by decision, guys. Alright, next fight, we got Whittaker against Natal. So I didn't have to look up too much info on these guys because I already know them both really well. Natal likes using his grappling skills, likes using takedowns. His striking's okay, but not really that good. And Whittaker is just a badass. This guy's on a win streak right now in the middleweight division. Let's go ahead and check out his little streak of wins here. He also came up from 170 pounds to 185 because he said he had like bad weight cuts and whatnot, and he's looked really good at 185. So as you can see, he's on a long win streak right now. 4-fight win streak and 2 knockouts out of 4 of those fights. His last fight against Uriah Hall, he outstriked him, he beat him up, and he knocked out also Brad Tavares, which is a really good fighter also. And yeah, now he's fighting Natal here. So, I mean, I guess Natal could win, but then again, as you see, Whittaker's takedown defense 92%. This guy is really hard to take down. Has great knockout power in his hands, good striking. And yeah, guys, I don't really see Natal being able to win this fight at all. I think Whittaker will easily stop his takedowns and will destroy him on the feet, guys. So this is a really easy pick for me. I'm going with Whittaker, and I think he gets it done in the second round, and that's gonna be by knockout. All right, we go on to the third fight. We got Pettis against Barboza. Man, this is gonna be a really badass fight, guys. This is gonna be a really exciting fight. Both these guys are strikers. They like using their stand-up skills. Barboza has great multi-striking skills. Pettis has that Taekwondo style, but also has good boxing also. Yeah, both these guys are really good. Pettis has flashy kicks. Barboza has flashy kicks. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good fight, guys. So let's go ahead and check out their recent history real quick. Open up their pages. So Pettis, they got him labeled as what? His summary: excellent stand-up, strong ground game, and creativity. Yeah, this guy is very flashy. So he has 2 losses in a row. The last loss is a split decision loss against against Eddie Alvarez. Alvarez pretty much using takedowns and clinch work to win that fight. Pretty much didn't let Pettis get his striking off good. And now let's check Barboza. He's coming off a loss against Tony Ferguson. And that was, for me, I was watching that fight recently, and it looked like it was a pretty good fight. Yeah, he just happened to get caught with that submission, but still a good fight. And his last win was against Paul Felder, which is another good fight. I mean, whenever you see Barboza fight against a striker or someone that likes to stand, it's gonna be a really good fight, guys. And yeah, he was able to get a win against Felder. Felder looked like, I don't know, like he just couldn't handle too much of those body kicks. He just kept getting body kicked and whatnot. But yeah, this is gonna be a really good fight, guys. So you got Pettis, 2-fight losing streak, and you got Barboza, that lost his last fight against Ferguson, which is a beast. Yeah, guys. So for this fight, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Barboza here, and I think it's gonna be the aggression that's gonna win him this fight, guys. I think he's gonna be very aggressive, and possibly pressure Pettis, but because Pettis doesn't really like to get pressured that much, but usually it's the wrestlers that do that to him. So I mean, a lot of people are saying Pettis beats everybody else, but just loses against the grapplers. But I don't know, guys. Barboza's a really good stand-up fighter. Really good power, hard kicks to the body, and all that good stuff, man. This guy's a beast. I want to say this fight might go to the ground, but I just don't really see it going to the ground. Pettis does have good submissions on the ground, and I would give him the submission advantage. But to me, guys, I think this fight's gonna stay standing, and I mean, it's gonna be a really good fight. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the underdog here. I'm going with Barboza. I think he gets this done, guys. It's either gonna be a late finish, late TKO or something like that in the 3rd round, or it's gonna go to decision, guys. And yeah, I'm going with Barboza on this one. All right, before I start talking about the last 2 fights on the card, the co-main event and the main event, go ahead and stop my cam here for Bandicam, and I'll be back right now, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. So let's talk about the co-main event. We got Johnson against Cejudo for the flyweight title. Both of these guys obviously 125ers, and yeah, both of them are really good fighters. Obviously Johnson's such a beast at 125, has not lost yet at 125. Cejudo also has not lost. He's undefeated, 10 wins in his record. Olympic gold medalist. That's what everybody keeps saying about him, and he does have that pedigree. Johnson just overall very versatile fighter, does everything good, very well rounded. But let's go ahead and look at their pages real quick. So let's see what we got here. So summary: speed, conditioning, technique. Pretty much, guys, this guy does not get tired. Really good cardio. I mean, obviously he's at 125, so you have to have cardio. I mean, I don't know how you could be a 125er in gas. You know, you got to be really conditioned. So this guy has obviously excellent footwork and speed. He's probably like the fastest guy in the UFC. He's really fast. Obviously great cardio because he's always fighting those 5-round fights, and you know, he just outworks his opponents. And obviously, you know, as the summary says here, he has technique. This guy has everything that he does has really good technique. As you can see, look at all this work he's done in the UFC. Just really nice. So yeah, his last fight was against Dodson. He landed a lot of strikes in that fight, landed takedowns, pretty much just beat Dodson up. And then his other fight against Kyoji Horiguchi, he landed what? Damn, 14 takedowns, guys. 14 takedowns, and was able to get a submission. I think the last second of that, you know, the last second of the last round. So that's pretty crazy. Against Carriazo, he finished him in the second round really easily, and you know, and so on. Damn, he landed 133 strikes against Bagatunov. That's crazy, man. This guy's, you know, he's good everywhere, guys. That's why people are saying this guy's, you know, one of the pound for pound best fighters. Also, I would say he's second behind obviously John Jones. John Jones, I would say, is the #1 pound for pound fighter. But now let's go ahead and look at Cejudo, guys. So let's see what he brings to the table. Obviously, his main strength, wrestling, because he does have the Olympic gold medal on that. Striking, knees and elbows. He does have really good striking. He has a boxing background also. I think golden gloves or something like that. They have it right here, I think they say it. Yeah, bronze gloves champion. So anyways, this guy has really good boxing, good striker. He has also really good kicks and everything like that. He's an overall really good striker from what I'm seeing. Ground and pound, I haven't seen too much of his ground and pound, but I know this guy has good, you know, obviously probably the best wrestling, you know, in the 125 division, and you know, obviously really good striking. So we look at his fights in the UFC. 4 fights in the UFC, he won all of them, and all of them are by decision. His last one was a split decision against Formiga. I thought, well, I guess it's a split decision, but I thought it should have been unanimous. Just looking at the stats, you were thinking, why is it split? He had 2 takedowns, more strikes. But anyways, you know, he was able to beat him. Formiga's a really good jiu-jitsu fighter, but you know, Formiga's, you know, also just getting better with his stand-up game. And before that, he fought Chico Camus, and he only had 1 takedown in that fight. And I think Camus was actually stuffing some of Cejudo's takedowns, which is kind of weird because Cejudo's such a good wrestler, but yet he couldn't take this guy down. So that's kind of makes you think about the wrestling, and you know, how good his wrestling is against, you know, someone like DJ. Against Carriazo, he really showcased that wrestling. If you guys see the stats here, 6 takedowns. He's passing him, beating him up, 50 strikes. And against Kimura, in this fight, he didn't even go for a takedown, really, guys. Look at that. No takedowns landed, and 72 strikes. He really showcased his striking, and that fight was at 135, though. At 135, he looked really good with his stand-up skills against Kimura, guys. If you guys haven't watched the fight, I thought it was a good fight of him showcasing his striking. So yeah, guys, so about this fight, we look at the stats. Cejudo has a little bit more strikes landed per minute, less accurate, also absorbs a little bit more damage, but he has higher strike and defense, 74%. That's really good, which means he doesn't really get hit much or anything like that. Grappling, the advantage will go for Johnson on there. He's at 3.62 compared to 2.25 from Cejudo. Takedown accuracy, as you can see, the takedown accuracy of Cejudo is 33.33%. So you see, that's not really that high for someone who's so good at wrestling. It should be a lot higher, I think. But he does have 100% takedown defense. Johnson over here at 65% takedown defense. So on this fight, guys, they're both the same. They have the same reach and everything. Cejudo actually has longer legs, 3 inches on the leg reach. But on this fight, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just go with the underdog, guys. I am a Cejudo fan, so maybe I'm being a little biased here or whatever, but I think he can get it done, guys. I think, you know, this is going to be a really hard fight for Johnson. Obviously, way harder than the Dawson fight. You know, the last one. I think Cejudo's gonna bring something new to the table because of his wrestling, and because of his wrestling, he's gonna have that threat, and he could, you know, start, you know, using his hands and using his, you know, his striking, and put that to use, guys. And you know, he does have good power, so there is a chance he might even be able to TKO Johnson, guys. But I think Cejudo gets this fight done, guys. Either by late finish or it's going to be a decision fight, guys. You know, decision win. So that's going to be my pick, guys. He's one of my, you know, he's my underdog, and I think he get it done, guys. So Cejudo by decision. All right, next let's talk about the interim light heavyweight title main event. We got Bones and against OSP. So obviously John Jones, pound for pound best fighter, fighting against OSP. So John Jones hasn't fought in like a year or something like that. OSP his last win. He really did not look he really did not look too good against what was his name, Cavalcante, Rafael or Rafael, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Rafael Cavalcante. Yeah, what the hell? 10 strikes, really? Rafael didn't do shit in that fight. And actually in that fight, I guess OSP hurt his foot, which I guess that's why he couldn't really finish him or whatever. But yeah, anyways, he still won the fight easily, 51 strikes, 1 takedown, and all that. Against Glover, he lost against Glover. I think he actually had Glover hurt at one point, but you know, he couldn't beat Glover. You know, Glover is a badass, and he's still looking really good, even though he's an older fighter and getting older and whatnot. But yeah, he got beat by him by submission. So if you guys want to do MMA math, I mean, John Jones beat up Glover, and then Glover beat up OSP. But you know, I don't think it's about MMA math here. I think it's the styles. And OSP, I think he's a good counter striker with power. He likes, you know, countering you with, you know, with strong punches. And this guy has a lot of power, guys. This guy has good body kicks, good uppercuts. You know, he has really good power. And I like how both these guys have really long reach. So that means John Jones is going to fight someone that's pretty much his size this time. So, you know, OSP does have a good chance here, guys. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the champion on this one. I just think John Jones, too well-rounded. He's been training, you know, on his time off, even though with all that bullshit and whatnot. You know, he's been getting stronger. And, you know, OSP is also coming in late notice. It's too much for OSP here. But, I mean, I'm not completely counting out OSP. OSP could land that punch, because this guy does have power, guys, like I'm saying. You know, he is going to be very dangerous in that first round, and John Jones is going to be rusty that first round, I think. So, you know, John Jones could get caught early in the first round, but, you know, that's a slight chance. And the later the fight goes, the better chances for John Jones, guys, because John Jones has way better cardio. OSP, his cardio is really not too good. It's only good for like maybe a round or two, and then he starts getting tired and whatnot. And yeah, guys, also the takedown's going to be there for John Jones also, I think. So pretty much, I think John Jones is going to beat OSP here, but don't count out OSP, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pick John Jones here, and I think he gets a finish in the third round by submission. All right, guys, those are my picks. I got Feely winning this fight in the third round, or by decision, guys. So I got Feely decision. I got Whittaker second round knockout, Barboza decision, Cejudo decision, and John Jones gonna get this done in the third round by a submission. For sure he's gonna get a finish though, guys. So those are my picks, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, check out my description below for the link for DraftKings. If you guys haven't joined DraftKings, you know, you guys could possibly make some money on there, MMA fantasy. And yeah, it's pretty fun playing on that, you know, betting some money or whatever. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for my picks. I already done all the picks for this whole card. If you guys haven't watched them, I got, you know, the videos are in my page, obviously. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and catch you guys on the next one.